Turkey is one of the few countries that can be called a true paradise on Earth, thanks to its picturesque landscapes. Besides its beauty, this country is known for its rich history, which is why extensive excavations are regularly conducted on its territory. In this video, I invite you to learn about the latest archaeological discoveries in Turkey and other interesting events from the life of this country. Enjoy watching. There are many incredibly fantastic places on Earth, and when you find yourself among such landscapes, you involuntarily begin to think that you have landed on another planet. One of these places is located in the province of Denizli in southwestern Turkey and is called Pamil, which translates from Turkish as a cotton castle. Pamil is a valley of thermal springs and travertine terraces. Many tourists who have visited this place note that they feel as if they have arrived in Antarctica. The Pamil landscape indeed resembles icebergs with heavenly blue water flowing smoothly over them. There is a legend explaining the origin of this natural wonder. According to it, long ago, Titans lived in this area. One day, they spread cotton on the ground and were amazed at how beautiful everything around them became. For this reason, they decided not to collect the cotton and leave the landscape as it is now. Of course, this legend sounds beautiful, but in reality, the reason for the formation of the snowy white terraces is the mineral springs. Over millions of years, the calcite coming out of the springs formed the travertine terraces. The landscape of the small town of Gorim, located in the Cappadocia region in the Turkish province of Nevşehir, attracts the attention of many tourists from all over the world. This is because a unique national park, included in the UNESCO World Heritage List, is located near it. This park is famous for its unusual landscape with rock formations that locals call fairy chimneys. Hundreds of stone pillars indeed resemble a fairy tale. Some tourists are reminded of fairy houses or mushrooms, while others see magical mushrooms. This natural wonder was created by nature over millions of years. At one time, active volcanoes regularly erupted, and their ash and lava solidified into stone pillars. Then, rains and winds sculpted the volcanic rock into the whimsical shapes we see now. Geologically, the fairy chimneys consist of two parts, a cap of basalt and andesite, and a base of tuff, a porous volcanic rock. Over time, due to the effects of rain and wind, the tuff erodes, eventually leading to the caps falling. But this will happen much later, so we now have the opportunity to admire this amazing wonder of nature. The most famous civilization, known for early use of cosmetics, was ancient Egypt. However, recent excavations in Turkey have shown that ancient Romans also wore makeup. In western Turkey lies the ancient city of Izanoi, founded in the 3rd millennium BCE, reaching its peak during the Roman era. This place is of particular importance to archaeologists due to its rich historical significance. During the excavation of an ancient shop, scientists found various cosmetics, including powdered pigments resembling modern eyeshadows and blushes, stored in shells. The ancient cosmetics shop offered at least 10 pigment shades. Analysis of the find indicated it was about 2,000 years old, containing ochre and lead oxide. Additionally, archaeologists found perfume bottles, beads, pins, and jewelry, further emphasizing the historical richness of Izanoi. Recently, archaeologists were conducting research in the ancient city of Husa, located in the northeastern part of Turkey. During the excavations, they discovered clay tablets with inscriptions. Scientists could not decipher the text as it was written in an unknown language. Husa was once the capital of the Hittite kingdom, which existed from 1800 to 1180 BC. In 1198 BC, Central Anatolia experienced a 3-year drought, which became one of the reasons for the fall of the Hittite kingdom. Almost immediately after this, the once prosperous city of Husa was destroyed and abandoned. Its ruins were first discovered in 1834, and the first excavations on this territory began in 1906. Since then, archaeologists have found many interesting artifacts among the ruins of Husa. The found tablets were notable for being inscribed in a previously unknown language. Interestingly, starting from the 1980s, Archaeologists have discovered about 30,000 similar clay tablets in Husa written in the Hittite language, but the language used on this particular tablet remains unknown to scientists.
To treat various diseases, ancient civilizations used medicines made from various natural ingredients, including herbs. One of the most valuable plants for Egyptians and Romans was the so-called magical herb, or Silphium. Attempts were made to grow this miraculous herb in other regions, but this was difficult because it required a lot of sunlight and a hot climate. Among the ancient Romans and Egyptians, Silphium was most valued, as it was soft and pleasant to taste. Syrian and Median herbs were strongly bitter and had an unpleasant odor. However, they did not lose their beneficial properties and were also used to make medicines. At that time, Silphium was considered a real panacea. Ancient Romans, Greeks, and Egyptians obtained an extract from it. With the help of such medicine, it was possible to get rid of many ailments, including intestinal problems, angina, headaches, and high temperatures. According to chronicles, Silphium was so popular about 2,000 years ago that it eventually disappeared. However, quite recently, Turkish researcher of medicinal plants Mahmud Miski told about how he found that same miraculous plant from ancient times near Mount Hasan in central Turkey. After studying the found herb, Mahmud Miski concluded that it indeed possesses many useful and healing properties. However, it remains a mystery how an extinct African plant could end up in the territory of modern Turkey. In 2021, Turkish archaeologists discovered a Roman sewage system in the territory of the ancient city of Tripolis, which was built more than 2,000 years ago and has been completely preserved to this day. The ancient city of Tripolis, also known as Neapolis, was founded in the 2nd century BC. It is located in the modern province of Denizli in Turkey. Tripolis is of particular interest to archaeologists, as with each new excavation on its territory, researchers make more and more new discoveries. This time, while studying the sanctuaries and main streets of the ancient city, scientists discovered a sewage system from the Hellenistic period. The sewage system consists of several tunnels inside which a person can easily fit. Their height is 160 centimeters and the width is about 70 centimeters. The drainage system literally runs throughout the territory of Tripolis. The construction of the sewer indicated that it was built by ancient Romans, which is typical for ancient cities located in modern Turkey. Similar Roman sewers have already been found in the country before. However, this discovery stood out for its excellent preservation. Scientists explain that ancient Romans built this sewage system to provide local residents with clean water and to purify the city from impurities. All the dirty water flowed out of the city into nearby streams and then into the river. Meander. At the end of 2023, Turkish archaeologists were excavating the territory of the ancient Greek city of Stratonikia, during which they managed to discover an ancient statue of a dancing muse from the Hellenistic period. The sculpture was considered lost for more than 2,100 years, and now it has finally been found. This invaluable find was delivered to the British Institute of Archaeology in Ankara, where experts confirmed its authenticity. Such a discovery became a real sensation. The author of the sculpture was the talented sculptor of the 2nd century BC, Philiscus of Rhodes. In his work, he depicted one of the Muses, born from the union of Zeus and Mnemosyne, according to ancient chronicles. Philiscus of Rhodes created 8 similar sculptures with Muses. However, it was believed that none of them survived. Unfortunately, the dancing muse discovered in Stratonikia was partially damaged. The statue was missing hands and a head. However, this did not diminish its value, of course. The city of Stratonikia was founded in the 2nd century BC and received its name in honor of the wife of the Syrian king Seleucus I Nicator. The city quickly began to grow and develop, and in less than a century, Stratonikia became one of the largest cities in the world built of marble. The city housed an acropolis, the 2 largest temples to Hecate and Zeus, and many other buildings that were impressive in their beauty. The statue of the dancing muse became a valuable archaeological find in Turkey because it is the only surviving sculpture from the 9 dancing muses. Nowadays, earrings are an everyday decoration for almost every woman. But how long ago did people first make this accessory? One of the finds discovered in burials in southeastern Turkey at the beginning of 2024 helped answer this question. Turkish archaeologists were excavating the territory of ancient burials in Basicliala in the Adana province, which is located in the south of the country. In the ancient graves, archaeologists discovered various burial artifacts, among which were shell earrings. Turkish archaeologists were convinced that people have been making such jewelry for about 9,000 years. According to the head of the excavation, Olga Palamarczuk, the find shows that the ancient people of this region were engaged in agriculture and also bred animals. This was possible because in this territory, archaeologists also found ancient tools for tillage and the remains of various animals. The archaeologist added that she and her colleagues found out that local people more than 9,000 years ago were already making jewelry from shells. Before that, it was believed that the earliest jewelry was made about 8,500 years ago. Therefore, the find in Basicliala became sensational. Now experts are trying to find out how such jewelry spread in ancient times in this region and in the whole world.
Swans are among the most graceful birds, but befriending them can be quite difficult, as they are very distrustful and can become aggressive to protect themselves and their families. However, a Turkish postman named Recep Mirza succeeded in befriending a swan. This story began 37 years ago when Recep Mirza was driving home with his friends after a trip. That day, he noticed an injured swan by the roadside. Mirza decided to get out of the car and inspect the bird, finding that it had a broken wing. He thought that if he left the swan there, it would die, so he took it home with him. Mirza helped the swan recover and then took it back to the same place where he found it to release it into the wild, but the swan did not want to leave and return to his car. Mirza realized that the bird had become attached to him and decided to keep it on his farm in the Kara Agak area. The swan turned out to be female, and he named her Garip, which can be translated as "ye is strange," though it can also describe someone who has been unlucky in life. Since then, Garip and Recep have lived together, bound by a true friendship. After all, the man saved Garip from death, and the swan sacrificed her freedom as a sign of gratitude. Swans typically live 20 to 25 years in the wild and up to 30 years in captivity, but Garip has become a long liver thanks to the care and love of her human friend. Turkey is an incredibly beautiful country with stunning landscapes, majestic mountains, unyielding cliffs, crystal-clear lakes, and, of course, seas and bays. The landscapes of this country captivate every tourist. Some travelers enjoy the natural beauty from a bird's-eye view and choose extreme ways to do so. In Turkey, as a resort country, there are plenty of services offering thrilling ways to enjoy the scenery. However, some tourists prefer to do this independently, for example, by traveling on the most dangerous roads in the country. One such highway is State Road D915. D915 starts in Trabzon province on the Black Sea coast and ends in Erzurum province, with a total length of 179 kilometers. The northern part of the road passes through the Karadeniz mountain range, with a pass at an altitude of 2,330 meters above sea level, and its southern part runs through the Alukbi Mountains. However, D915 is recognized not for being the most scenic road in the world, but one of the most dangerous, and here's why. Sections of the route passing through the mountains have no guardrails, and their width barely allows two oncoming cars to pass. Additionally, there are 29 sharp turns on these sections. The most dangerous part of the route is called Derebesi Turns, located in Kaikara. This section of the road stretches for 5 kilometers, with an altitude difference ranging from 1,712 to 2,325 meters above sea level. In the modern world, with the advent of digital technologies, printed books have taken a back seat. Undoubtedly, many people still regularly buy books in stores, but their numbers are dwindling. Digital publications attract readers with their accessibility and convenience. With their emergence, there's no longer a need to carry heavy volumes or turn on the light if you want to read before bed. This shift has led people to discard many books. This situation inspired some book lovers in Turkey to create an organization for collecting discarded books back in 2000. As a result, over 6,000 printed editions were collected from the landfills of Ankara. These books form the basis of a public library, which includes fiction, non-fiction, and children's literature in various languages. Anyone can come to this library and choose any book, with all books being lent for 2 weeks, a period that can be extended if desired. Remarkably, this idea resonated with Ankara residents, and many started donating books to the new library instead of throwing them away. This initiative not only saved thousands of books from destruction, but also rekindled people's interest in printed editions. In 2014, a company embarked on building an elite resort city called Burj Al Babas. The inspiration came from medieval and fairy tale castles. The prospect of such unique housing seemed undeniable. However, during those years, Turkey faced a challenging economic situation, and the owners of the Sarat Group went bankrupt. Initially, 732 castles were planned for construction in Burj Al Babas, but by the time the project was halted, only 587 houses had been built, half of which were unfinished. From the outside, the mansions of the resort city look identical, but inside, they have differences. The Sarat Group offered 3 options for interior layouts. Each castle looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale, with several small turrets and terraces. The plot area is sufficient for setting up a small inner courtyard or garden, as desired by the owner. Unfortunately, Burj Al Babas is now a ghost town, as the construction was never completed, and almost all investors backed out of purchasing their castles. As a result, the Sarat Group went bankrupt, losing over $200 million spent on construction. Some experts believe that the city's fate can still be changed, but no investors are willing to invest in this project anymore. In 2023, during excavations of the ancient city of Sagalassos in southwestern Turkey, archaeologists discovered an unusual Roman-era tomb. The burial chamber was sealed with bricks, and surrounding it were numerous magical nails. This discovery was unique for the scientists, as they had never before found such a burial with so many ritual objects in Turkey. The deceased person in the tomb had been cremated, and the burial chamber with the ashes was carefully sealed with double brickwork. Around the burial chamber, archaeologists found 41 curved nails. Experts suggest that the person buried there was highly superstitious, likely fearing that evil spirits would possess their body, which is why they decided to protect themselves in such a way. The individual ordered their body to be burned, their ashes sealed with bricks inside the tomb, and a barrier against evil spirits created using magical nails. Interestingly, no similar graves had been found in Turkey before, indicating that this person was one of the most superstitious inhabitants of the region. In 2020, residents of Konya province faced a serious problem as karst sinkholes began forming on their land. The first witness to this phenomenon was a field worker named Ishak Shakir. He noticed damage to irrigation systems and, upon inspection, discovered a massive sinkhole with a diameter of at least 25 meters and a depth of about 30 meters. He reported his finding to the authorities, revealing that this sinkhole was not the only one. In 2020, there were 350 karst sinkholes in the region. By the following year, this number had increased to 650, and in 2022, there were over 1,500. Karst sinkholes vary in diameter and depth, with the smallest ones not exceeding a meter in diameter. However, they are no less dangerous, as the ground at the edge can collapse at any moment. Initially, it was thought that earthquakes caused the sinkholes, but this was not the case. The real culprits were humans and, to some extent, drought. Water scarcity forced people to extract groundwater intensively, leading to the collapse of the upper layer of the earth. Karst sinkholes form when underground voids can no longer support the overlying soil layer. During severe droughts, the situation worsens, and farmers' use of groundwater results in the frequent and regular formation of sinkholes. In 2021, archaeologists conducted excavations in the city of Çatalhöyük in southern Antalya. This settlement dates back to the Ceramic Neolithic and Bronze Ages, which is why scientists regularly explore its territory. Çatalhöyük is incredibly rich in valuable archaeological finds, one of the latest being the oldest bread from the Neolithic era. It was found in an area called Mound 66, consisting mainly of mud brick houses. Inside one of these houses, archaeologists discovered a stove with a burnt piece of bread dating back to around 700 BC. The bread had a flat shape and a characteristic scorched crust, indicating that people during that time already had knowledge of making bread, though it was likely cooked on stones and not baked in ovens like today. The flatbread contained wild grains, but scientists could not determine the exact type of flour used, as the dough also included various herbs, wild pea seeds, and other plants. The finding of this bread was unexpected for scientists, as they believed that people during the Neolithic era mainly consumed grains in raw or mashed form, rather than making bread. The most famous civilization, known for early use of cosmetics, was ancient Egypt. However, recent excavations in Turkey have shown that ancient Romans also wore makeup. In western Turkey lies the ancient city of Izanoi, founded in the 3rd millennium BCE, reaching its peak during the Roman era. This place is of particular importance to archaeologists due to its rich historical significance. During the excavation of an ancient shop, scientists found various cosmetics, including powdered pigments resembling modern eyeshadows and blushes, stored in shells. The ancient cosmetic shop offered at least 10 pigment shades. Analysis of the find indicated it was about 2,000 years old, containing ochre and lead oxide. Additionally, archaeologists found perfume bottles, beads, pins, and jewelry, further emphasizing the historical richness of Izanoi. Currently, Boyabat in Turkey's Sinop province appears as a lush oasis with neat houses amidst numerous trees, providing residents shade from the scorching sun. However, less than 50 years ago, this area was a desert. What happened? You might be surprised to learn that this transformation was due to human effort. In 1978, Forester Hikmet Kaya became the head of Sinop's forestry department. He knew the region's characteristics and decided to transform Boyabat's barren land into a green oasis. Kaya and his team planted around 30 million trees over 41 years, a monumental effort that turned a desert into a thriving forest. Today, Boyabat's residents are grateful to the forester, who proudly showcases a photo of the barren desert he transformed. In 2023, researchers discovered a magnificent Roman mosaic in Turkey's southeastern province. This area had remained unexplored until the Turkish government learned of illegal excavations, prompting immediate archaeological investigations near the district center of Kalagli. The first significant find was the ruins of an ancient settlement with a central building and several smaller structures. Among these, archaeologists found a well-preserved floor mosaic covering 100 square meters, featuring geometric patterns, trees, waterfowl, octopuses, mussels, and seals. Mardin Museum director Abdulgani Arkan emphasized that this find is a crucial archaeological discovery, saved from illegal looting. Museum staff are now carefully extracting the mosaic to ensure its preservation, while archaeologists continue excavations in hopes of uncovering more artifacts to provide insights into the settlement's inhabitants. Every city in the world has its landmarks, typically monuments or buildings. In the Turkish city of Sivas, the notable landmark is a tombstone located at an intersection in the Sirkslia district. Most locals are unaware of the tomb's origins or whom it belongs to, leading to the creation of mystical stories around it. The tombstone inscription indicates it belongs to a martyr named Gariba Baba, which has inspired various legends. Some believe the word martyr signifies a special person willing to sacrifice their life for their faith, prompting locals to occasionally place flowers on the unknown person's grave. The tombstone's mystery drew global interest, prompting the district head to explain its presence. According to him, the tombstone remained after a disused house was demolished during road construction, and workers decided to pave the road around it instead of removing it. During excavations in Turkey, archaeologists occasionally discover well-preserved Bronze Age human brains. The latest such discovery occurred in the Kavas Tarlasi Mound in Kütahya Province, Western Anatolia, in 2023. Archaeologists from Bielsikse Bali University found an ancient burial containing 2 sets of human remains with well-preserved brains and skin. The first remains belonged to a 15 to 18-year-old, and the second to a 40 to 45-year-old man. The find is estimated to be 3,700 years old. How did the brains and skin remain preserved for so long? The key lies in carbonization, a process that transformed the soft tissues into a hardened mass instead of allowing them to decompose naturally. Researchers suggest that a fire caused this process, likely during a city siege when the men sought refuge. The fire's intense heat led to carbonization, preserving the brain and skin partially until today. Turkish historians believe that the site was a large settlement during the Bronze Age, burned down by invaders around 1700 BCE. And that's it for me. If you found this content interesting, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your participation is greatly appreciated. It's the ultimate form of support. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.